Right, I thought I'd make a video today. It's the 15th of November and it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. I thought I'd make a video because it's a still day, there's no wind. In fact, a day that I call no weather. And if you see the turbine up there in the background, not moving. But if you look at the sky, it's just grey. There's no wind, there's no rain, there's no sun. It's just like I say, no weather. Like I say, it's 15th of November and you'd think looking at the trees that it was the 15th of October. Apple trees here still, we didn't have any apples this year, but still got all their leaves on them. And over here behind me, the miscanthus, we've had no frost yet. This, a little bit of frost, and that just completely loses all its leaves, but it's still got, obviously it's going a bit yellow and thin now, but it's still really high, and the top bits up there, it's still green on the top. I'm just going to turn the camera around a minute. And so over here, the bees, gonna have a look at those. You can see there's just no drought either. See the grass is still growing. It's still water on the grass. We haven't had any rain today. Had a little bit of drizzle last night maybe, but we haven't had any rain. Not really any dew. It's been about 10 or 12 degrees for the last few days, by night and day. It's about 12 degrees now, and the bees are pretty active. They've been active most days. We haven't had weather continuously like this. We did have quite a lot of rain the last 10 days of October and the first week of November, but the last week has been fairly dry. Had a little bit of drizzle every day, but not too much, but no sunshine and not a lot of wind to speak of. And the bees are bringing pollen in still, not a massive amount. Some hives are more active than others, and I can't actually see any bees with pollen on at the moment, but I just had a look through them today and I thought it'd be a good opportunity. I didn't have the camera with me. I haven't looked at bees in November, I don't think, before, but they were flying and it's dry and there's no wind, so I thought I'd get into them and have a look. And I wasn't really going to look at all of them. I didn't look in all of them, but I did look in a bit more than I was going to, because this is the first one I looked into, hive 2. And they've got 2 boxes. The top box there's nothing in that one. That was just a spacer, so I put the feeder in there. They're not being fed at the moment. Finished feeding. And I looked in them just to see what was going on. And the top box, hardly any bees in, but full completely of honey and food, syrup. The bottom box, quite a lot of bees in, and honey as well. And I couldn't see hardly any brood at all. A little bit of sealed brood, and that was the reason I was looking really for brood. And there's a little bit of sealed brood in there, not very much. I mean, I'm talking maybe 20 cells, and they're spread out quite sporadically, so I don't even know if they're viable cells. And I did see a couple of torn down queen cells, so there's a wasp still there that's coming out. They're not going to let that one in, and so I was interested to see maybe they superseded the queen. And they did have a lot of mites in September, and I put mite away quick strips on this one. They had 30, I'll write it up on here, 5th of September, 30 mite count, and I've put on there now a 2005 queen, which is a G3, it's just a generation I call it, and possible supersedure. Pretty sure new queen in there, and I did see the queen, but there's no eggs, no brood, and I thought possibly they'd shut down anyway, and everyone's saying this time of year they shut down. But because I thought there was a new queen, and I thought I won't just leave it at that, I better just check another one as well to make sure. So I had a look in this one. This is just the one box of bees in this one, and they're pretty active as well if you look inside. They're not doing much at the moment. It was a couple hours ago I looked at them, so they have settled down from that now. And these have got plenty of feed just in the one box. Not as many bees as in the other one, but they did have brood. They had cap brood, but no open brood. So they did have brood. So I thought, well, maybe another 2 weeks and there won't be any brood. And I thought, well, I'll just have a quick look at one more. Now, there's 2 in there, A and B. So they're on the front and back. See, that's closed off because their entrance is at the back. So, and they're full. I didn't look in them. I know those 2 boxes. don't know if we can see in the door. There you go. They are completely full of bees. So I didn't open them up, and I didn't open this one up either. This is hive 4. Look at them all in there. I didn't want to disturb them. I know they're completely rammed full of bees. They're just in one box as well. These are in 2 boxes, and I did have a quick look on the top of this one. Oh, there we go. It's number 5. Don't worry about the C and D on the top. That's just a spare box. I put the queen on there, merged them together. There's still some newspaper poking out from the merge. So those there, I only looked in the top box quickly, and they had brood in the top box. They had open brood, eggs, and I didn't look in the bottom box at all, so I have no idea what's in the bottom box, but there's quite a lot of bees in that box. Those ones over there, like I said, number 2, they had a full box of feed on the top and a bit of brood in the bottom one. But they had brood in the top. Which is a strange one. And these here, now I did take the box off of this one, and I looked in the bottom box on this one, and the bottom box is pretty much full of feed and there's no brood. But in the top box they did have brood, and this is hive number 1. Anyway, so the one number 2 down there, I did dribble some oxalic acid, and I thought, since I've done this, it'd be with pollen. And another one. So I put these coroplast boards, I slit those in under in these 3 as well. I did dribble in the bottom box on this one, because I looked in the bottom box before the top box and there were quite a lot of bees in there but no brood, so I dribbled. And then I looked in the top box and there was brood, so I didn't bother dribbling the top box. So I've just put that board just to count mites dropping, and I thought I'd slip one under there as well, but I didn't treat them. Can't get in there, they're too full. And those ones I did treat both boxes on them. So that's what I've done. A little bit of an update on the bees, and they are flying and active. Oh, a sneaky little wasp got in then. Whoa. They'll sort it out. It's not a big problem at the moment with wasps, but they are going in trying to steal honey. Probably ought to close the entrances down a little bit, but I haven't really got round to it, and I haven't seen a massive problem. There's a wasp come back out again. Don't expect he got very far. There we go. So no weather today, but bees are active. This is what November the 15th is looking like in 2021. Leaves have gone off of the hawthorn, but still pretty much leaves on everything else, apart from our poorly ash trees, which have all lost their leaves now. But everything else still looking pretty green. See you directly.